They told you to stay in line, didn't they? Keep your head down, wait your turn. Pray for mercy from a world that doesn't hand it out. But Relentless doesn't wait in line. Relentless doesn't beg, doesn't plead, doesn't swallow crumbs like a starving dog. Relentless eats at the king's table by dragging the chair across the marble, making sparks, daring anyone to stop it. That's the art you've been carving into your bones. Not patience, not politeness, but the kind of ferocity that bends reality until it folds. Relentless isn't louder than fear. It is fear sharpened and unleashed. It doesn't whisper, it doesn't roar, it devours. It's the moment hesitation dies, the second your heartbeat turns into a war drum, the instant you decide there's no going back. Relentless means you walk through fire and come out burning brighter, not weaker. It means you bleed on the battlefield and laugh because blood is proof you were alive enough to fight. It means you stand in front of the storm and make the storm feel small. And the truth? The Relentless don't live by rules. They burn the rules, scatter the ashes, and carve new laws into the stone with their bare hands. Every step you take breaks the mold they tried to chain you into. Every breath you take is a rebellion. Every laugh you throw into the silence is a prophecy of their downfall. The Relentless don't wait for history, they become it. They don't wait for legends, they write them. So command it. Command the art of the Relentless. Don't just play the game, redesign it, corrupt it, break it into pieces and hand it back, dripping with your fingerprints. Let them tremble when you walk in. Let them choke when you speak. Let them whisper your name like a curse, because curses live longer than prayers. And when the dust settles, when the smoke clears, when their voices fade into nothing, you won't just be standing. You'll be etched. You'll be the mark no one can erase. Relentless, eternal, unforgiving. Relentless is not born in comfort. It's forged in betrayal, hammered in fire, sharpened on the grindstone of failure. Every scar you wear is a signature. Every wound is a certificate. Relentless means you've been buried, mocked, broken, and instead of rotting, you clawed your way back with dirt under your fingernails and fire in your chest. They thought the grave was the end. Relentless turned it into a throne. They thought silence would kill you. Relentless made silence scream. The weak think relentless is anger. It isn't. Anger burns out. Anger fades. Relentless is colder, hungrier, crueler. Relentless wakes up at midnight with a grin because it knows there's no finish line. Relentless doesn't want rest, doesn't want pity, doesn't want applause. It only wants the next wall to smash, the next gate to rip off the hinges, the next challenge to turn into dust. Relentless is endless. Relentless is hunger that eats hunger itself. And here's the secret they don't want you to know when you become relentless. You stop playing the part they wrote for you. You stop dancing on their strings. You stop caring about their verdicts, their headlines, their trembling little rules. The Relentless don't fit inside cages. They don't kneel to false crowns. They don't beg gods for mercy. The Relentless become the storm that gods try to hide from. So when they call you dangerous, smile. When they call you insane, laugh. When they call you impossible, prove them right. Because you weren't built to be safe, you were built to be relentless. And once you master that art, the world doesn't get to contain you anymore. The world answers to you. Relentless doesn't retire. It doesn't clock out when the work is done because the work is never done. It doesn't care about trophies on the shelf or pats on the back. Relentless only cares about momentum, about tearing through every obstacle and leaving nothing but rubble where resistance once stood. And that's why the world fears it, because Relentless doesn't stop at victory. It feeds on victory, then looks for more. It's an appetite that can't be starved, a hunger that never sleeps, a pulse that refuses to slow down. The ones who quit will never understand you. They'll whisper that you're obsessed, that you've lost balance, that you've gone too far. But Relentless doesn't know too far. Relentless makes too far look like the starting line. And while they beg for comfort, while they hide in the safety of the ordinary, you're still pushing, still climbing, still grinning with blood on your teeth because you know there's more mountain to conquer. That's the curse and the gift. You'll never be satisfied, but you'll never be defeated. Relentless isn't about proving them wrong anymore. That phase is over. Relentless is about proving yourself right over and over, until even destiny itself bows its head. Relentless turns doubt into fuel, pain into bricks, failure into fire. Relentless doesn't just survive the storm. It becomes the storm, spinning faster, louder, harder, until everything around it is forced to change or be crushed. So remember this, relentless isn't something you do, it's something you are. It's not a mask you wear, it's the skin beneath your skin. It's not a choice, it's a demand. And once you command it, once you let it consume you, once you master the art of relentless, you stop being a player in this game. You become the one who flips the board, scatters the pieces, and rewrites the rules in your own fire. Relentless doesn't soften with time, it sharpens. Every year, every failure, every betrayal, it only carves the edges sharper, harder, deadlier. What breaks others becomes your steel. What slows them down becomes your fuel. Relentless is not a season you step into, it's a condition you never recover from. Once it has you, once it digs its claws into your ribs, you don't get to walk away, you don't want to walk away, you carry it like a curse and a crown at the same time. People wonder how you keep going. They don't see the furnace in your chest roaring unstoppable. They think it's talent, they think it's luck, they think maybe it's madness. But you know the truth, relentless is earned, it's paid for in nights of doubt, in mornings of pain, in choices that tore your old self apart. You bought this fire with scars and now it burns too bright to ever be put out. And here's what terrifies them most, relentless doesn't wait for permission. It doesn't kneel for validation. It doesn't care about the odds. Relentless creates odds. Relentless takes impossible and makes it look fragile. Relentless doesn't just walk into rooms where you weren't invited. It makes the room smaller, the walls thinner, the air tighter, until everyone knows you're the gravity pulling everything together. That's why you command it, that's why you master it. Because once relentless becomes you, there is no finish line. You are the finish line. You are the breaking point and the proof that breaking doesn't mean ending, it means beginning again. Stronger, sharper, louder. They can't bury you because relentless doesn't stay underground. It erupts. It returns. It haunts. It conquers. Relentless is the sermon that never ends, the drumbeat that outlives the war. It's the echo in the walls long after the voices have gone quiet. That's why it scares them. It doesn't fade when the lights go out. It doesn't rest when the battle ends. Relentless lingers. It stalks. It reminds. Every scar on your body becomes a cathedral. Every laugh in the face of pain becomes scripture. Relentless turns your life into a gospel written in fire and ash, and anyone who dares read it knows they'll never measure up. Understand this, relentless is not for the many. It is not for the soft, not for the cautious, not for the ones who bargain with fear. Relentless is for the few who would rather choke on their own blood than swallow someone else's chains. It is for the ones who refuse to negotiate with weakness, who would rather die on their feet than rot on their knees. That's why it's rare. That's why it's sacred. That's why it's feared. When you walk with relentless, the world bends. Clocks tick slower. Rooms grow colder. People feel it before you speak, before you move. It radiates. It infects. It pulls everything into its orbit. That's the mastery. Relentless doesn't chase power. It is power. It doesn't chase destiny. It is destiny. And anyone who stands in its way, they don't just lose, they disappear. Relentless is the chant in your blood, the rhythm that never lets you sleep, the curse that makes rest feel like betrayal. It's the storm whispering in your ear when the night is quiet, daring you to rise, daring you to move, daring you to keep pushing when everything sane says stop. That's why relentless isn't sane, it's divine insanity. It's the fever you don't cure, the hunger you don't silence, the fire you don't put out. And once it owns you, you wouldn't give it back even if you could. The world worships comfort. They kneel at the altar of enough. They sell their souls cheap for safety, for predictability, for a life measured in small victories. But relentless spits on enough. Relentless grinds safe into dust. Relentless doesn't want predictability, it wants chaos, it wants the edge, it wants the cliff where everyone else turns back. Because that cliff, that's where the relentless build empires. That's where the relentless carve their names into the stone so deep the earth itself can't erase them. Every empire, every revolution, every legend, they were all built by the relentless, by the ones who refused to shut up, refused to sit down, refused to fade away. That's the price. To master the art of relentless is to become unforgettable, unkillable, undeniable. They can exile you, chain you, bury you, smear you, but relentless digs through, claws out, burns brighter. It doesn't die, it multiplies. And here's the cruel beauty of it. Relentless isn't about what you gain, it's about what you destroy. Fear, hesitation, weakness, they all fall apart in the presence of relentless. And when those chains are gone, when the illusions are shattered, when the smoke clears, you are all that's left. Not just surviving, not just winning, but towering, laughing, unscarred in your soul even if your body bleeds. That's the art, that's the command, that's the eternal truth. Relentless doesn't end, it consumes. Relentless doesn't end with applause. It doesn't close with curtains. It doesn't bow out when the lights go dark. Relentless is the encore that never stops playing, the drumbeat that rattles the bones of anyone who ever doubted you. It's the haunting presence that follows them long after they think they've escaped you. Every time they blink, they'll see you standing there, still moving forward, still rising, still climbing. That's the nightmare of relentless. It doesn't die, it doesn't age, it doesn't quit. It lingers like smoke, it spreads like fire, it echoes like thunder trapped in their skulls. You see, relentless is not just survival. It is not just victory. It is immortality. It is carving your name into the marrow of time itself so deep that even centuries cannot bury it. Relentless is the refusal to fade into history's background noise. It is the roar that drowns out every excuse, every whisper, every fragile voice that says you can't. Relentless doesn't ask if it can. Relentless declares that it already has. And here's the truth. No one dares say out loud, relentless is not human. It's something greater. It's something monstrous, something divine, something forged out of chaos itself. The relentless walk among the broken, but they are not the same. They move different, they breathe different, they are different. And once you've stepped into that role, once you've commanded that art, once you've mastered that hunger, there's no going back. You've crossed the threshold and everything behind you is ash. So command it, wear it, breathe it until your lungs ache. Carry it until your bones scream. Wield it until the universe itself gets tired of resisting and lays down in silence. Because that's the truth they'll never admit out loud. Relentless doesn't need to win battles. Relentless becomes the war. Like, comment, and subscribe.